Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back for another Total War video with the Terminator. Roughly 2 weeks ago, I made a video criticizing Creative Assembly's move to launch a Total War Saga Troy on Steam, and I essentially said that it wouldn't be as successful as CA thinks, because it's not what the historical fans want, so they won't pay for it. Not enough people care about the time period, especially as whoever does care likely picked up the game for free on Epic last year, and most Total War Fantasy players are too hyped up by Warhammer 3 to really care about a smaller reskinned version. Also, we know a few other things now that I would have mentioned in that video, including most people will view the game and its DLCs as too expensive. Most of the issues that put people off still hasn't been resolved, like AI resource diplomacy spamming, agent spamming, clunky and boring unit combat, etc. The game should have launched with the full mythological mode right from the start last year, with more mythological units than it currently has and a more extensive mythos narrative, as well as the optional historical mode with its own fleshed out narrative and gameplay mechanics that sets itself clearly apart from the mythos side. But it didn't, and my prediction from 2 weeks ago was correct. The Steam player charts paint a pretty bleak picture at how the game is performing right now, with peak average players at just over 4.6 thousand and current average players down to 2.7 thousand already, which, to put it mildly, is definitely not a success. Now, yes, we could see these numbers rise, especially as summer comes to an end and people start playing more games. We could see a big Steam discount that entices players to pick up the game, but I don't think we will. 34% of players are giving the game a negative review on Steam. That is a very large chunk of the player base. A mixed review right from the get-go for any game is never a good thing on Steam, and to me anyway means that even if the game does get a discount in the future, people will not buy it simply because the reviews aren't supporting the game. And let's be honest, we could have seen this coming from a mile away. The historical community is too pissed off with CA for not making a purely historical title since Attila or TOB to really care about Troy, and fantasy Total War players are just too hyped up for Warhammer 3 that Troy seems like an expensive distraction to them. CA needs to get their heads out of their asses. The concept of the saga is great on paper, but they're just not going about it in the right way. They need to first and foremost fix the age-old Total War AI issues both on campaign and battle gameplay. They need to make a new, better engine, and they need to make a historical title that has some of the best of previous historical titles like war wariness, fleshed out internal political systems and family trees, naval warfare, as well as features from the fantasy titles like more optional and immersive narrative, more faction and unit variety, and they need to make it appeal to a wider audience. Troy would have been a lot more successful if they made it a Bronze Age Total War, for example, with brilliant factions like the Babylonians or the Hittites, with multiple narratives all happening at the same time that felt immersive, and multiple endgame mechanics like the Trojan War or the elusive invasion of the Sea People that wiped out civilization. For me, the main problem is Total War games lately have felt rushed and therefore half-assed. Troy came out a year ago with tons of issues that got fixed eventually, but still it put off a lot of people. Mythos released and some of it is definitely good, but the narrative of hunting down a mythological creature takes 30 turns, and there are just so many more units that could have been included that didn't. Like, why is the Gorgon an agent? And Rome Remastered felt the same, rushed, unfinished, with a clunky UI and the same AI issues as the original. It doesn't make sense. It won't sell, and even if it does, it won't do well. People will give it bad reviews, and that's exactly what's happening. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, with this video is Troy is tanking, and no wonder. I called it a few weeks ago, but I'm saddened that this is how it actually turned out. And I just wish so badly that people at CA who work so hard, like no doubt they make a lot of effort to put these games together, just tested features a bit more thoroughly, and they listen to the community for feedback a bit more, and they make a proper game that feels more polished than what we've been getting lately. Fingers crossed we do see these numbers rise, and if we do, modders continue their amazing work to make the game the best it can be, because that's my only hope for Troy now. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like and drop any thoughts or questions in the comments section below. Subscribe for more Total War content, gameplay, and news. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.